Hey guys, I'm Chris, your real estate problem solver. This video, we're going to be doing a full rehab on a house that we picked up, and we're going to show you the steps from start to finish. And we're going to go inside right now and just give you a walkthrough and show you what we're starting with. So come on, let's go. All right guys, so that was 115 Sheldon Ridge. We're going to get started on here shortly and get it fixed up and back on the market, and we'll keep you abreast of the progress and what all that we're doing and why we're doing it. And if y'all have any questions, make comments below, give us a thumbs up, and let us know how we're doing. Hey guys, all right, so this is going to be day one of doing the rehab on 115 Sheldon Ridge. As you can see, we've already got a dumpster out here and they've already started cleaning stuff out. So on the outside, when we bought the property, they had already done the roof, so we don't have to worry about that. But we're going to go around and show you some of the stuff that we're planning on doing to the house before we're finished and get it on the market. So come on. All right, so the front porch is going to be the first place that we're going to start here. And as you'll notice, we've got the patio railings are pretty rotted out. It's got some dry rot, some wear, and of course the paint is peeling. So, and of course the rails are falling apart. I mean, all these are going to have to be replaced. So we're going to go ahead and take all these out and replace them and put back new ones with new paint. All right, so let's go on to the inside. All right, so as you can see, we've already got the carpet has been taken out of here, and luckily the air conditioner still works. So, but the air conditioner has been serviced every year since the sellers had it. So it's in good shape. Now this one has a bar in front of the countertop, so we're going to have to figure out, we're going to have to end up having to get this and the countertops special cut at one of our local vendors, so we can get, because Lowe's and Home Depot don't have these kind of counters with these kinds of cuts. So these are going to have to be custom cut by one of the local companies that provide countertops for us. So going through the house, like I said, the flooring's already been done. Looks like they've already started trimming the the walls, mudding the bad areas, cleaning out the nasty, and patching any holes and dents in the walls. Did notice that the bifold doors are missing, so we're gonna have to replace those. We're gonna replace all the flooring, if I didn't mention before. Now we've got some flooring that we picked up from North Georgia last year. It's still in one of our storage units. So we've got enough to do this entire floor, and it's an LVP, it's waterproof. So we're gonna go ahead and do the entire floor all in the same flooring. So it'll look good. Usually we'll try to do the bedrooms in a carpet, but since we got such a good deal on this stuff and we got plenty of it and we don't have any other projects that we have to divide it with, we're just gonna go ahead and do this house because we've got it, number one, we've got it in hand, it's already paid for, and it looks good and it's gonna match this area. Now, as for the walls, as you can see, they've already started going through, and this room was already done like this, so they're going through and marking the places that had to be redone and re-mudded and re-smoothed. Yeah, they've already sanded that down. So, all right, so this is the day one. They've already gotten all the flooring out. Next is going to be primer and paint. They're going to get the ceiling fans replaced. So we've got all the same ceiling fans. Everything is going to be symmetrical. Everything's going to look like it belongs together instead of this patchwork quilt that we've got here. And let's see, what else? Oh, the countertops I already told you about. So I'm trying to keep you abreast of what's going on with this house. Hopefully we'll get it on the market as soon as we can. Or we might actually keep this one. This is a great house in a great neighborhood. And like I said, since we're real estate problem solver, we do everything from retail, wholesale, flips, and rentals. So this one we like, it's in a good area, so we may end up keeping this one. We still got to work with some of our partners and see if there's a way that we can keep this house. All right, so going back here to the back, on the back patio, I didn't notice this before, but apparently they put an indoor ceiling fan outside, and you see what happens, these blades get the moisture and they start sagging. So that's gonna have to be changed out. Now the rest of this, mainly just pressure wash and paint out here. Of course, the patio itself is dirty, and a lot of the weeds have started growing up around the fence line. So we're gonna have to get all that cleaned up and trimmed out. But the main reason why I like this house so much is because it has got a huge backyard. For this given area, all this back here is backyard. And it looks like there's a few moldy ones, but it looks like there's 2 peach trees on this property. And they're ready to eat. So they're not very big, but they're good. Oh man, they are good. So, so I'm gonna give me a bushel of these. But that's the progress that we've made on this house so far. So keep tuned in, and we'll show you the progress that we're making on it, and we'll let you know if we decide to keep it or if we decide to sell it. We'll tell you about it and why we made the decision that we did. All right, guys, so this is day 6 of the Sheldon Ridge Rehab, and I wanted to go through and kind of see what the progress was and see what they've done so far. So come on, let's go take a look. All right, so as you can see, it looks like they've gotten all the flooring except for the linoleum in the kitchen and the dining room areas. They're gonna probably leave that until they get closer to finishing the paint. Now, it doesn't look like they've done any painting around here until you get to some of the door frames. They've actually gone through and done all the trim paint first, and then they're gonna go back and finish the main walls. They've already painted the doors. I'm not gonna touch that. The bifold doors are painted. They pulled the cabinets, the countertops, and the light fixtures out. So we're going to be replacing those and pull the toilet so they can get the flooring down when we get the flooring ready to go. But all this has been taken care of, and as you can see, they've done the trim work with the spray gun. So tomorrow they will be coming in and doing the main walls in a light gray bifold doors again. These are new bifold doors. They had to buy some extra ones, so I guess they just went ahead and painted them just to make sure that everything looks symmetrical. And they had to do some major scraping in this linoleum in the bathroom because this was water sealed and glued down to keep it from leaking. And speaking of leaking, let me show you something that I forgot to mention last time. All right, so last time we were in here, I didn't point this out because I wasn't really sure what it was. But if you look down here on the floor, you'll see that there is almost a 1/4 inch crack in the floor. Now normally I would call this a regular crack, but since it goes the whole length of the floor and it is a straight line, what I'm thinking is this concrete slab for this house was actually poured in multiple sections. And when you get one section finished and then go to the next section, that side dries, this side is getting poured, and sometimes they will bond together, sometimes they don't, because that is a 15-foot section, this is a 15-foot section, and going down the hallway, you got the same thing again. And usually concrete doesn't crack in a straight line like that. So this is probably where they poured the first one, then poured the second one, then poured the third part. And now that it's dried and it's settled, this house was built in 2002, and this is 2024 now. So they probably poured it in 3 separate sections, and they probably tied it together, but over settling in time, it still separated and still showed the separation. Now, some people might call it a problem. I talked to the contractor. He's looked it over, and it's not a big deal. This house is 02, 12, 22, so we're over 20 years old. So pretty much any settling that it was going to do has been done. So we're not too worried about this. The only concern that there might be is when we put the flooring down. One slab might be a little bit of a different angle than another slab, and if you lay flooring across that, then it could get a little bit of a kink in it, and over time, stepping on that over time will wear through the flooring in that one spot. But we put a straight edge across there, and it looks like it's pretty flat. So between that and the padding that's going to go underneath, doesn't seem to be, it won't be a problem. So. All right, so they've covered everything up, painted the ceiling. Yeah, they did paint the ceiling. Okay, so it's all nice and white. They've painted all the trim. Everything that's supposed to be gloss white is gloss white. The floor's been cleaned up. They pressure washed the front and back. And so tomorrow they're going to start on painting the main walls. And then after that, we'll start changing out light fixtures and countertops. Stay tuned for the next part and see how it goes along. Talk to you then. All right, guys, so this is day 21 for our rehab on Sheldon, and leave it to me to try to do a rehab update report on a day that we've got a storm front coming. So let's get inside and take a look at what all we've done so far and answer some of your questions. All right, so this place is a real mess, so just don't shoot the messenger. Come on in and forgive the mess. Oh, good grief, look at all this trash all over the place. Get you a little bit better look. All All right, so as you can see, they've got the flooring down in the main areas. Apparently the flooring that we were using is a 6 mil, and he ran into a lot of trouble with laying them down. When he cut them or when he laid them down, a lot of the pieces were chipping and cracking. So this is our scrap pile. And this is the ones that we either can't use or using in the corners and the small areas where we can use them as fill-in pieces. Over here at the kitchen, looks like they've already got the countertops taken care of. Now this is butcher block board, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to stain it a little bit darker than the actual countertops themselves. And then once that all matches up, then he's going to put a polyurethane over this to protect it, because this is where everybody's going to be sitting. People are going to be making messes. They're going to be roughhousing. So we're going to go ahead and polyurethane that to make sure that it stays nice and clean. And it looks like they've already added in, cleaned up one light, replaced a couple others. So we're not far from being finished. Now this is a gas unit in this house, but there is wiring for an electric stove. And of course they didn't do that right, so what we're going to have to do is he's going to put a outlet, a 220 outlet for a stove in there. That way, whether we use a gas stove or an electric stove, we've got the provisions for either one. Now, if y'all will remember, the house actually had a crack down through the middle of the hallway. And then there was also a crack out here in the middle of the floor going straight across. And they were very straight edges. And what I was talking about was the foundation was probably poured in sections. Well, as it turned out, I talked to my contractor and he verified that. Those were actually, one of them was actually an expansion joint. The other one wasn't really deliberately an expansion joint, but that's what it turned out to be, was where it just expanded and contracted. So they just put a little thin set filler over them, grazed them over, and kind of smoothed it out to make sure that everything was flat, and the flooring went right down on top of it just like it should. So there's no little creases or anything popping up that's going to cause the flooring to split or break. So here's the bathroom. They've already laid down the padding, so this same flooring is also going to go through into the bathroom since it's all waterproof. They've already got the countertops in here too, and the lights are installed. See if they work. Oh, look at there. Oh, one oddball. So the house is looking good. They got all the painting finished up. It looks like they've got all the flooring done throughout the house. So he's got to find out if we've actually got enough flooring to do the master bathroom and the kitchen. These are the only two areas, shut that off. These are the only two areas that are questionable as to whether or not we're going to have enough flooring to do. Now, while I'm here, I did want to show you one little issue that we ran into. Up here in the ceiling is a drain line. Well, that drain line actually goes to the air conditioner, the air handler up in the attic. And the regular line that comes down to the air conditioner actually comes down through this wall, and this is the back side of that line. It's been pressing against the drywall, and because it's cold, it has caused moisture and condensation and sweating on the drywall, and it caused the drywall to get a little moldy. So we're going to replace that drywall, but in order to fix that, I'm going to have the AC guy come and try to see if they can re-bend that line to get it off the drywall so it's not touching it, because it getting cold, and cold inside and warm air out here, and it's muggy out here. So it's getting cooled down, and just like the sweat on the outside of your glass, it creates condensation, and that moisture eventually will attract mold. So we're just trying to see if we can take care of that. But other than that, everything else has been going pretty smooth. So we will, the next video we're going to do, or next section of this video, we'll show you the final walkthrough where we finished everything up. We've got the last few outlets to finish up, and of course we got to finish cutting. They've got to finish doing the flooring here, polyurethane the butcher block, and put everything back in place, clean up, and we'll do a final walkthrough on the next one. Talk to you then. All right, guys, so this is going on week 3 of the Sheldon Ridge Rehab, and they're finishing up the final details. So we're going to run in here real quick. We just stop by and see what the progress is and see how they're coming along. And, well, they wanted me to take care of picking up the kitchen faucet, so I'm dropping it off for them to be ready Monday morning. So let's take a look. There we go. Get some light in here. Well, the floor's all done.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I see bees.
Okay. You found bees?
Yeah.
He said, I'm scared of bees.
Oh, well, don't be scared of bees. Don't bother them. They won't bother you. So let's take a look at the rest of it. All right, fire alarm. Air filter needs to be replaced. Countertops are all in. Nice. Yeah, that room definitely looks a lot better. Well, nice. I still got to put some light bulbs in. And somebody left their sunglasses. But yeah, everything's looking all trimmed up, quarter rounds down, painted and floor throughout. So now, all I got left is just a few finer details. Still got to get the air conditioner fixed. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Okay, so they are going to replace the front porch rails, not the front porch rails. We're taking the rails off, but we're replacing the columns. And he's going back with completely brand new ones. And these are solid wood. They've already been painted, bought straight from the store just like they are. So they're going to replace those one by one so the roof doesn't fall. And the other part, he actually got farther along than I thought. Remember here in the garage, there was a spot right here. The Freon line comes down the wall and then it turns out to the brick and goes out to the air conditioning unit where it goes through the condenser and does all that stuff. Well, it wasn't bent far enough, so we had to bend the Freon line to where it was not touching the drywall, rewrap it in new insulation, and then put the drywall back. Unfortunately, I was going to show it to you, but they've already finished it up and drywalled over it and painted it over, so it looks good and nothing left to do. So I guess you just have to take my word for it. So I'm Chris, your real estate problem solver. This is our rehab that we've done, our latest rehab that we've worked on. And if you've got any question about real estate in the Middle Georgia area, make sure to give me a call, 478-273-0062. So otherwise, we'll talk to you on the next one, and have a great day.